What is happening, YouTube and Weight Loss Warriors? It's your boy C Dub, and I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk to you about the fitness industry and the body positivity movement in the same video, and I'm going to do it right after this. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy C Dub, and I'm back at it with another video. I want to take a minute to welcome you guys if you've never been to the channel and ask for you to please leave a thumbs up, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe and share, guys. I need to grow this channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. So the topic that I have for you today is really, I think, an interesting topic. It's a topic that I think is going to change over the course of time, but right now, today, with Instagram the way that it is and the way that we're influenced by the media on both sides of this topic are just very important, and I think you'll see how these two things end up relating to each other as I go. So I want to start with the body positive movement. And so for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a movement that's going on right now where some people call it the fat acceptance movement. I don't know what the proper term is, but it's basically saying that no matter how big you are, you're beautiful, and no matter what your size is, you shouldn't be discriminated upon, or you shouldn't be looked at in a negative way by people. And of course, on the surface, that's right. Nobody wants to say that it's okay to put down, to discriminate against, to look at somebody in a way that hurts their feelings or puts them in a bad spot. So on the surface, of course, all of that is right. And to say that beauty is only skin deep and that the real beauty of somebody really does nothing to do with the body that they have is all correct too, guys. I was 310 pounds, and my wife loved me no matter what. So, you know, she met me when I was heavy and married me despite her not being heavy. So I definitely appreciate everything that she's done for me when I was overweight. So I don't want to make any excuses to say that you know, you need to that it's okay to be hard on them or whatever else. Let's throw all of that aside. So why this topic came about is the fact that there's a Sports Illustrated magazine that came out, and there's a model that they called, or she calls herself, self-proclaimed, I guess, the curviest model in the world, and her name is Hunter, and it's McGrady, I believe, Hunter McGrady. And so she's come out, and I saw an interview with her, and it just made me want to do this video because there were some very interesting things about this video. Number one, she brings up the point that she says, hey, listen, people tell me all the time that I'm not healthy. And she says, I am healthy. I go to the gym and I work out every single day and I eat healthy. And I think it's important for people to know that I eat healthy and work out every day, despite being, you know, the size that I am. And so that in itself is an interesting topic, because does weight relate to health? And can you be heavy or overweight, obese, and still be healthy on the inside? Vice versa, can you be skinny and be unhealthy on the inside? And so those are topics that are controversial, to say the least. But I want to tackle it with just the thought process of a little bit of common sense. So I looked it up. She's 5'11", which is gigantically tall for a female, and she ends up weighing in at 226 pounds. So I put all of that into a BMI calculator, and that came out as obese, stage 1 obese. So what does stage 1 obese mean? Obviously, there's multiple stages, and the higher the stage, the worse your obesity can be, and the more risk you are for diseases. And the lower the obesity rate, the lower your risks are going to be. But when we're speaking of, so she's at the lower level of obesity. So when we talk about that, and we talk about BMI, I know a lot of people just want to jump right there when I said BMI and say BMI doesn't mean anything. You know, if you look at BMI, look at Brock Lesnar, it says Brock Lesnar's obese. Brock Lesnar has muscles coming out of everywhere, and he's, as far as saying from obesity, he's got a six-pack. So all of you that are thinking that are correct. Brock Lesnar is got a six-pack. He is an outlier of the BMI poll. She's not an outlier. When you look at her, you can tell she has body fat. So, but even with Brock Lesnar, I want to point out that his body has to pump blood to all of those areas. It has to take care of all those muscles. It has to really focus a lot of energy into him just so that he can exist. And so that probably isn't healthy. And Brock Lesnar did not get where he's at without steroids. I mean, he's been tested positive in his UFC fighting days, and you can kind of just look at somebody and tell. So ultimately speaking, Brock Lesnar is not healthy. When you think about it, he's put his body into a lot of situations that he probably will pay for at some point down the line. So with her, on the other hand, could she go to the gym every day and still be overweight? Absolutely. If you're at the gym every day and you're burning 1,000 calories and you're eating 2,000 extra calories, you're going to gain weight over the course of time. That is going to be an issue. Could her insides be healthy? Well, they could be. They could be. I don't have her blood work in front of me, so I can't tell you whether or not her blood work comes back as healthy. Her and her doctor know the answer to that. And she certainly didn't come out and say, here's my blood work to prove that I'm healthy. But if she did come out and put her blood work in front of us and it came out healthy, it wouldn't be a complete overall surprise. I did not look at her age, but I do want to stress that over the course of time, being obese does start to wear on your blood work, your health in general, and over time, she is going to pay the price for that. So I don't think that healthy today does not mean healthy tomorrow. And that's the part of the story that I think she was missing in her interview. She's saying, hey, I'm healthy. I'm at the gym every day. I'm putting the work in. You don't see me. Don't judge me. And the part that she's missing is we don't see what you do day to day. You're right. And you might have a healthy lifestyle in the sense of the activity you do, but you're eating more than your body is burning. And that's a fact. And over the course of time, whether or not it happens to you or not, the odds say obesity, heart disease, one of these strokes, one of these chronic cancer, one of these chronic things that come with being overweight is going to come your way at some point in the future. And so we don't have to look farther than to realize that 390,000 people die a year from obesity. 300 plus thousand people die a year from it. Guys, and 11 million from heart disease, and a lot of that, if not almost all of that, is related to obesity, as well as 300,000 type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, 300,000 people die a year. You're just talking about catastrophic numbers, and those numbers are skewed towards, and if you want to say all type 2 diabetics aren't obese, you're right. If you want to say all heart disease happens, the skinny guys can die from it too, you're right. But we're talking about the majority of cases. So to just underline and say, hey, listen, because I'm carrying this extra weight, doesn't mean that I'm not healthy, is skipping the fact that we're not talking about today. You're talking about down the line, somewhere in the future. And you do have to be concerned that that's going to be a problem. Also understand that she's much younger than I am, and I just lost the weight, in my late 30s and early 40s, and so it's not too late for her. She can turn that around tomorrow. She can get the weight off of her and still be fine. So in the part of her saying that you should be able to love yourself and you should be able to be happy with your curves and all of that stuff, I'm fine with all of that. You can love yourself to the end of time. Matter of fact, I think loving yourself is the reason why you should want to lose weight. And so, it doesn't matter if you look in the mirror today and you're 300 pounds or not. What matters is that you love yourself enough to realize that your health is going to go the wrong direction over time. You stop and you start working to do something about that, whether that be yesterday, last week, last month, last year for you guys that have been on the journey, and for my brand new weight loss warriors that are just getting started on their journey, same difference there. So then briefly we put that aside, and I wish nothing but the best for Hunter and her career, and I hope it all goes well. But the next part is, can you be skinny and still be unhealthy? And the answer to that is 100% yes. Guys, if you eat whatever you want and your body has just the greatest metabolism and it's burning that energy, but you're never putting anything quality in there, you definitely can drop dead of a heart attack and still be under a normal BMI. It happens all the time. One of my close friends lost a father, and he was working out every day and he was fit, and but he ate whatever he wanted to eat, and he drank a lot of alcohol, and it cost him his life early on. But if you looked at him, you would have said, wow, that guy's really fit. So absolutely your BMI can be normal and you can still do it. You have to make the right choices over a course of time, and that's what it's all about, over the course of years and years and years. And the beautiful part about it is it's all reversible. It's all something you can fix if you've made the wrong choices. So the last little part I wanted to talk about is the other extreme on fitness industry. The fitness industry throws at you these people that are using steroids, that are doing all these super unhealthy things to their body and telling you that that's what you need to look like. So that's not good either. So, you take the time to say, well, on the body positivity side, these people over here that are overweight, that are obese, telling you that it's okay is wrong. But it's also just as wrong for the people on the other side of this coin that are super fit with six packs and arms that are the size of, the Incredible Hulks. They're wrong too. And they're trying to sell products to you to hurt you, to put you in a situation so that they can profit off of it, so they can profit off their bodies. And none of them are going to have long-term success as long as they keep using the products that they do. And I'm going to tell you what, the quickest way to the grave is through the steroids. You see it all the time. Young people die because they're juicing. And you can drop dead of a heart attack in high school from juicing. You're probably not going to drop dead in high school from eating too many cheeseburgers. So, you got to make good decisions no matter what side of the line you're on. And then lastly, my last thought about this, and probably the most important thought, is as a consumer sitting out there, you've got to watch both sides of that. You can't open up the swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated and say, oh, it's perfectly fine. It's 100% fine for me to be obese because I see obese people and they're doing great. And this body positivity movement, I want to hop on board and I want to be just like all of them. And I don't need my health. My health isn't important. My weight isn't important. I can be healthy without it. I can be obese and healthy. On the other side of that, you can't look at somebody that has just this incredible physique. Maybe in that same Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, I saw some women in there that were incredibly fit, and so you look at them and you say, well, I've got to do that, and I've got to go to the extremes of not eating forever, and I've got to do steroids, and I've got to put the extra work in so that I can come out on that side too. Both of those angles, both of those extremes are going to get you put in a box. So the bottom line is, what can you do about it? You can make good decisions, guys. You can use the knowledge that you've learned throughout your life to understand that people are selling products on the internet. People are selling you goods on the internet. And so you whenever you look at somebody, if they don't look real, they aren't real. And on the other side of that, if you can just take a minute to step back out of it and say, what is important here? What is important here? My looks, or is what important the effort that I put into it and the health on the other end of it? Guys, I'm going to tell you, as sitting here as a man that has been married now for since 2006, so I can't even add up my years very well, but you get the point there. So 13 years. So a guy that's been married 13 years, a guy that has been with his wife since 2002, that I found somebody that cared about me and not my weight, which is the most important thing. But at the same time, being there for her and for my two boys is just as important as her not caring about my body. And that's where I want to leave this for, is that it doesn't matter if you want body positivity. If you want to say, I look good and you should love me no matter what, all of that is true. But if you want to love the other person and be there for them the way that you should be, you've got to get healthy. And so, guys, put your health first. Start a plan. Get it together. Figure out what works for you and do it. All right, guys, I've kept you long enough. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Guys, get out there and get motivated, get moving. Anything you want to do, you can do. You just got to make it happen. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.